Come on, y'all. Let's keep it 1,000. Wow. Did Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith ruin sports media? Now, we know the answer to that, but it's still a real question. So much so that they reunited for the first time in many years, and they had to address that same topic. Did they ruin sports media? Two of the Mount Rushmore cats, right? You can even call them a goat or goats. Did they ruin sports media? So let them lead the conversation, and we're going to unpack this and get to the bottom of this. Did they ruin sports media?
I ruined sports media.
Yeah.
That we destroyed it with our style or whatever it is.
Yes.
That it's Screaming A. Smith and Skip Bayless, right?
Right.
That's all we ever heard. And if I may say so myself, I think we revolutionized it.
Y'all did.
I don't know their names. I know your guys'
Thank
name, you know?
Right.
Okay, I didn't need that part. Hey, girl. No. I don't know their names. Yes, you do actually know other names. Don't do that. You ain't never heard of Dan Patrick? You ain't never heard of Jim Rome? You know how much money Jim Rome has made? Of all the people in sports media. See, this is why this show is necessary. No one has made more than Jim Rome. I'm just trying to tell y'all. Jim Rome lived next door to Kobe doing Rome is burning. I'm just trying to tell y'all. It's a game out there. Here's what I want to give them flowers for. They did bring the dough. They did bring the eyeballs. The way they did it, obviously, we don't think it's ideal, but it got the deal done. Okay? Calling people out their names, calling people crazy, calling people weak, on a hate campaign against some of the greatest players we've ever seen, whether it's LeBron James or Russell Westbrook, coming in and just pumping up Tebow, being completely wrong, Johnny Manziel, all that. Look, we get it. That was their way. I'm not going to hate on their way. That's how they got there. But what they did, the destination, they brought the dough. Because before it was those isolated characters. It was a Jim Rome over there, right? Now you got it where it's a McAfee too. It's a Bill Simmons too. It's all that stuff because they did help rise that tide. But don't act like they're the only one. This is a big version. This is huge. These are two of the Mount Rushmores. I would give you that. But we don't act like we don't know nobody else's name. See, that's what I'm saying. When they be getting together, they just be lying. They just be kicking. Now, if she was sitting there with Jim Rome and Dan Patrick, Rich Eisen, and whoever the hell, Pat McAfee, what's she gonna say? They don't know your names? Stop playing.
And the ratings would say we were pretty good.
Damn right.
And I would say that no one has ever quite matched the chemistry that maybe God above gave us. But it's just hard to find. You can't teach it, coach it. It just worked. And it was entertaining, and it was enlightening, and it was just fun. Yeah. And I think it was fun for everybody. Like Gerald grew up on it and has always told me he just never had so much fun watching something as watching us.
Right.
Okay, and Ben C, I hear you. Them fake-ass books back there. All them LeBron books. Page 1 LeBron. You know how LeBron never read a book. He just open it up. Look at the book. Look at it. That ain't even a book. Oh, my God. Come on. What is this, Gridiron? What is Underdog? Come on, dog. I know everybody gambling, but they also reading too. At least on this show we are. All right, so get it going. What he's saying is real. Like, I don't know another pairing that's better. I know other pairings that were great. You could think of Stuart Scott, and then you could go a couple of different places with that, right? As I mentioned before, even Dan Patrick, but you could go with John, what was the name? John Anderson. You go all those places, right? But nobody, that's why I'm drawing a blank. Nobody did what they did, and they deserve their flowers. But you know what come with flowers? Dirt. Let's hear some dirt.
Well, you're right. And I think that it's a lot of BS when it comes to that stuff because you got a lot of jealousy, a lot of envy, because people look at what we've been able to achieve, and they're like, why them?
That's not true. And I understand why you feel that way because you feel like you're the target. You got a machine gun, right? And if you shoot the machine gun at the target like, what you doing, dog? Why just me? But those bullets going everywhere. And the target is sitting there like, why just me? You feel the pain that you feel. You're the main star in your movie. But being real, people are not all that jealous. Jealous is, oh my God, I don't want them to be that. Nobody's sitting there saying that. People want to be who they want to be. And sometimes it matches up, sometimes it surpasses, sometimes it doesn't. But I think a lot of people don't even compare. What's the point of comparing yourself to somebody else? They're not going to pay your bills. They're not going to be with your wife. You better hope. They're not going to be the father of your kids. So this whole, people do that to keep you at distance, right? It's their way of measuring, oh, you just jealous, right? What would you say to Jim Rome when Jim Rome's I don't like the style that you guys do? What would you say to Pat McAfee, which we know they got an issue? What would you say to Pat McAfee if one day he just woke up and I know he got it in him, but he just doesn't want to do that because they own the same team, loosely. What if Pat McAfee just sat here? You need somebody who qualifies because people don't think if you don't qualify, then your words don't matter. People care about the messenger more than the message. Because I'm not jealous of them. I love them. I love what they've done. I just don't like the way that they've done it. But that's not me. That's not my position. My position is, do you, dog? You probably don't like the way I do it. Do me. But when you say jealousy, so I bring you someone who is there. I bring you a Pat McAfee. Forget that. I bring you Peyton Manning and Eli Manning, whose company is now valued at around $1 billion. Okay? They doing the same thing. They doing it in their garage watching Monday Night Football. You're at the game talking about Monday Night Football. Are they jealous? So when people do that, they always want to keep you at bay, at distance. It's almost their protection mechanism. People jealous and envious. No, they not. They just don't agree. It's okay to disagree without being envious. You're just looking at them like, that ain't the way I would do it. Simple as that.
Why not us? But I often use the analogy, well, not necessarily an analogy, but I often say, you looking at me at First Take. Where were you when I was a high school reporter for the New York Daily News? Where were you when I was covering high school sports for free? Literally, I was working as an editorial assistant for the Greensboro News and Record in the daytime. And then at nighttime, I had to cover high school sports in the Greensboro, Piedmont Triad area is what it's called, and all of those surrounding areas for free to get into the business.
Okay, let's not do this. I'm not a fan when people all of a sudden want to take us back to this homage story to make them sympathetic. Look, dog, everyone bakes a cake starting off with flour. All cakes start with some flour, okay? We get it. Everybody got a humble beginning compared to their success. I don't care how successful you are. If you are a success, it didn't start off there, because if so, it wouldn't be a success. Even if you were born on third base, if you round and go home, you gonna talk about, oh man, when I was born on third base, but we ain't talking about that now. You got a fleet of airplanes now. You don't have just one. Talk about that, okay? So I understand what he's doing. He's trying to say, I work for it. People work for it too. I just want to get to the point where you address, why do people say this against you? Whether they're right or wrong, get there.
Only thing I got out of it was a per diem for gas and a meal, and that was it. Where were you when I was doing that? Where were you when I was a high school reporter? Where were you?
Let me interrupt.
Sure.
Let me interrupt, God dang it. Where were you when I was in the 8th grade and I couldn't even bench press 135 pounds? But where were you when I got cut in the 9th grade because I was... Man, if y'all don't get out of here, to me that shows that, are you happy where you are? Because if you're happy where you are, you tell that story completely different. You, probably even skip over the hardships because it's like, dog, everybody got to go through something to get there. How you bake that cake? You got to heat it up. Everyone starts with flour, and you got to heat it up. Heat it up, damn it. To see the full clip, check out today's live stream. Blah, blah, blah.
Let me put you on to something that's part of my daily routine now. VINIA, not a powder, not a pill.
It's the Daily Chews 2X formula. And yeah, they taste good too.
It's plant-based. No stimulants, no crash, no jitters, no banned substances, no junk. It's Informed Sports certified. Just something that actually delivers. Link in description, vinia.com/Marcellus. Discount code Marcellus10 for a 10% discount. Wow.
It's been a decade plus that I knew that this day was going to come.
Oh, this is not hyperbole here.
Because I think the birds.
Time to hydrate. Hydration's the situation, so